Okay, welcome back. Let's get started. So on the last video, we went ahead and created an exterior wall. You might have noticed that the other walls do not match this type, and that's because they're still set to the generic wall type. And we did that on purpose. We could have easily modified that exterior to this type, but we duplicated it instead because now what we can do is select our basic wall, and we can just go to the outside wall we created. It's located usually on the bottom in the most recently used area, and we can click on that and we'll automatically change these walls as well. In addition, we can click on multiple walls at the same time and do the same thing. So we're going to click on it. It looks nice like this. You will sometimes run into the situation where, let me head over to the floor plans to show this better. So just over here, where the wall, let me head back to the 3D, is going to look like this. You just have the wall and it's messed up. You got your brick on the inside when it's supposed to be on the outside. Not a big deal. Just head over to your floor plans, click on the wall that's causing you the issue, and where you see these like double arrows, you just want to click on that and it's going to readjust it, flip it around, and then your wall is complete. So now we have all nice 4 walls of our structure. Let's head back into level 1 and draw some more walls. So when you create a house, it is oftentimes divided. There are interior walls in your home, and I'm just going to go ahead and create some interior walls to help divide my home better. And we already have created some walls, so those are fine. Those are some additional walls. These will be interior walls, and what we're going to do is we're going to change them to interior walls. So if you actually click on the wall and then click over here, you're going to notice that we have some interior wall partitions. Now the thickness of the wall is going to vary depending on your house, the cost of the house, what needs to go in between these walls, where you live, so on and so forth. But let's go ahead and say we live in a colder climate. We're going to want thicker walls to keep more heat inside our structure and inside our rooms that are being heated. So I'm going to select an interior 5.5-inch partition. And then we'll change that like so. Similar to the outside walls, if I check the structure by clicking Edit Type and then editing the structure, you'll notice that we have some things here, but we can also add more if we wanted to. Now actually this is a pretty nicely designed wall. It's got metal, it's got our gypsum on both sides, so this is actually a really nice interior wall, and I'm actually not going to change it. But if you wanted to, you could put some insulation in between it. That's perfectly fine. So I'm going to change that wall and these walls as well to those interior wall partitions, and everything's changed. Exterior walls are thicker, interior walls are the thinnest, and the in-between interior walls and exterior walls, we have something known as plumbing walls. Plumbing walls are walls that are designed to hold pipes because you have some source of water that needs to get to some fixture inside of your house. So let's go ahead and add some fixtures. If you're on level 1 floor plan right now, which I am, if you're not, just double click on it. We have a blank floor plan. We're going to add some fixtures simply by going over to the components section in architecture, clicking on that, and it actually has some nice ones loaded in by default. So if I wanted to place a desk right now, I could just click on desk. Let's do a 60 by 30-inch desk, and I can place it into my room of study, like so. Alternatively, sometimes you don't like the orientation of it. If you press spacebar, you can actually switch by 90 degrees the placement of your desk. So I switched it like that. If you've already placed it down, you can also press spacebar and that works, or you can rotate it to a specific degree just by using the rotation tool up here. I'll demonstrate it. I'm going to click rotation once this object was selected, so it was already pre-selected, and now I can click vertically if I'd like, and I'm going to generate a line, and I can select the degree that I would like this to be in and adjust it like so. Now that's actually horrible placing, but that's just the desk. Let's go back to component, and I don't find what I want to use here. I want a shower or a bathtub, and I want to have a toilet as well, maybe a sink, but I don't find them here. In those situations, we can actually go over to load family. So I'm going to click on that, and we have a number of pre-created things in Revit. Now these tutorials aren't about making new components, although it is totally possible, and maybe I'll make those later, but right now we're going to work with what has been provided to us. So if we want something to do with water, typically it would either have to be under plumbing, and then inside the plumbing folder we can head over to the architectural side of things, and then fixtures. And we have a number of things here. We got our bathtubs, drains, showers, etc., etc. Water closets are another word for toilet. I'm going to go ahead and add a water closet or a toilet. We have some 2D and 3D options. This is a 3D project, so I'm going to select one of the 3D ones. However, you can select the 2D ones as well. They work as long as you're looking at the floor plan. If you switch your view to a 3D view, they will appear flat. So I stay away from them. 3D appears 3D, and let me just use a domestic 3D toilet. That looks like the one I have in my house. I'm going to select that, and we are going to fix it to a wall, like so. And that's a pretty nice toilet. I can also click on this toilet and copy and paste it. So I did Control-C and then Control-V on my keyboard, and I can click somewhere and generate another toilet. We can, if you notice, while holding the toilet, Revit tries to help us by positioning it where we want across the wall. We can get very specific with how we place it. We can let it go. We can use the keyboard as well to tap it into place if you're trying to get something very specific. And we can also use the Align tool located right over here. And I can click on the Align tool, and as long as I have two lines, for example, let's say the back of the toilet and the side of the wall, I can click on it, and I actually clicked on it in the wrong order. I want to click on the side of the wall first, and then the back of the toilet, and my toilet will snap into place so that it is pressed against the wall. So that's one of the several options you have. I'm going to go ahead and add some other components. You should do the same. Let's add a sink, a bathtub, things like that, and add them to your house as well. I'm going to use that one. This is going to be quite the bathroom experience. And I got ahead of myself. The only shower is 2D, and I'll show you how to get 3D showers later. Let's go here. Let's get a bathtub. Okay. And the bathtub has a special rule on it, or a special condition as I like to call it, where it has to be pressed against the side of the wall. That's the only way they will operate. So I'm going to go ahead and drop a bathtub down, and now we have a nice bathroom minus one of these in our house. Okay, so we've placed some components down. Go ahead, check out the other components, see what else there is. In the next video, we're going to talk more about plumbing and how to properly devise a plumbing plan for our house. I'll see you then. Bye.